Now on 12, for the first time in a couple years, the Yankees are in the playoffs. We break down the wild card game for you. And News 12 weather anchor Daryl Green has you covered with your weather on the twos.
As local news gets, News 12, the Bronx.
And you're watching News 12 The Bronx, where it's local as local news gets. I'm Kelsey Minor. Playoff baseball is back in the Bronx as the Yankees take on the Houston Astros and the winner take all wild card. It's the first of its kind ever in New York. News 12 The Bronx sports director Pat O'Keefe joining us from Yankee Stadium. And Pat, the excitement, the anticipation, I can feel it from here.
Indeed, welcome to Wild Card Baseball. Either the Yankees get it done tonight or we will be discussing the end of a once promising season. At Yankee Stadium, I'm Pat O'Keefe. Kelsey, back to you.
All right, Pat, thank you so much from Yankee Stadium. Now from the stadium to the Weather Center with Daryl Green. And Daryl, I'm in here doing the happy dance for the game tonight because the weather is great.
Well, you know, you said it right there, Kelsey.
All right, Daryl, we're standing by. 12 on crime now, though. Police looking for a suspect wanted for robbery at a T-Mobile store on East 161st Street. Here's a surveillance video of the robbery. The suspect walks into the front door, points a gun at the clerk, and makes her give him over $10,000 in cash and 25 iPhones. Police say the suspect was last wearing a green Adidas sweatsuit. The clerk was not injured in the incident. More crime news now. After further investigations, police are now releasing more footage of the suspect in the Carrie Gabay case. Gabay, an aide to Governor Cuomo, was killed in a shooting before the West Indian Day Parade in Brooklyn. Police released this footage of the suspect back on September 11th. Police say one suspect was 19 to 20 years old and wearing a white T-shirt with black pants and a Jamaican flag around his neck at the time. If anyone has any information on either of these two cases, please call Crime Stoppers. The number there, 1-800-577-TIPS. The shooting at an Oregon community college bringing gun control back to the political spotlight. Governor Cuomo is calling on Washington for new laws on access to guns.
Put a real gun control bill on the table. I would make this presidential about gun control. I'd make the congressional races about gun control. I would lean into it.
All right, remember, Cuomo pushed new control measures through in New York soon after the Sandy Hook shooting. You are watching News 12 The Bronx, and we're as local news gets. I'm Kelsey Minor. Coming up on 12, nice weather outside. Another look at your hyper-local weather forecast with Daryl Green. Keep it here. A Bronxite is helping the environment by creating artwork from debris that ends up washed ashore. In this Best of the Bronx report, News 12 Bronx reporter Carmen Grant takes a look at the art and the mission behind his work. It's a tough time for the Yankees after CC Sabathia announced he'll be going to rehab for alcohol abuse instead of pitching in the playoffs. But doctors are hoping the announcement sets an example for others struggling with alcohol addiction. Dr. David Collymore at the Claremont Family Health Center says if drinking has negatively impacted your life in any way, socially, financially, or professionally, it's important to talk to your loved ones or doctor about possibly seeking help, and he says the sooner the better.
Alcoholism really is a life or death illness, and it's something that can't be taken lightly. So don't be afraid to get help. You're not alone. You're not the only one that has that illness.
More information on substance abuse centers here in our borough, head to our website, news12.com, and click on Numbers and Links tab. Police have arrested a 17-year-old believed to have pulled a gun on a student outside a community college of Philadelphia building. Word of the incident sent the campus and nearby schools to a lockdown. This coming a day after the FBI warned Philadelphia schools of a gun threat found online. Police say that this incident is not linked to that online threat. To South Carolina now, where the sun may be shining today, but it could take weeks for the state to recover from the widespread flooding it's seen over the past few days. The historic rainstorm is being blamed for 16 deaths. Distributing clean drinking water is proving to be a challenge also, and there are still major concerns about dams breaking as the water flows back towards the sea. A vigil was held in Maine last night for 2 crew members who were on the cargo ship that sank near the Bahamas last week during Hurricane Joaquin. There were 33 people on board, all still unaccounted for. Coast Guard teams did recover 1 body near where the ship went down. Let's bring it back home now for weather on the 2s with Daryl Green. And no rain just yet. You say, Daryl?
No rain just yet.
Volkswagen doing damage control by cutting non-essential spending. This comes after it admitted to an admissions cheating scandal. The automaker's new CEO making the announcement to VW workers at a meeting in Germany. The foreign car company set aside over $7 billion to deal with the problem. Analysts believe it will likely cost more because of recalls, lawsuits, and loss of business. Right now, job cuts are not on the table. Volkswagen employs 600,000 people worldwide. Meanwhile, workers at Fiat Chrysler threatening to walk off the job. The United Auto Workers Union officially alerted the automaker that 40,000 employees are at the ready position and will strike by Wednesday. The two sides have been in deep, heated contract negotiations after workers refuse to ratify a contract proposal. A strike would be the first in the industry since 2007. Toys R Us announcing plans to open a 3-story, 55,000 square foot store in the Meadowlands. The new location will replace the current flagship location in Times Square that will close at the end of this year. A spokesperson for the company says that the new store is expected to open in the fall of 2017. ID cards are something college students lose from time to time. However, it's very rare that a famous celebrity like Tom Hanks will be the one to find it. Today, the actor tweeted this picture of the lost ID. In it, he writes, "Lauren, I found your student ID in the park. If you still need it, my office will get it to you." The tweet has gotten dozens of replies, but so far, no word on if Lauren actually has the ID back. The Federal Aviation Administration is proposing the biggest fine ever against a drone operator. It wants the aerial photography company Skypan International to pay $1.9 million. Officials say the company's drone flew in crowded New York City and Chicago airspace without permission dozens of times. The previous largest fine for drone violations was nearly $19,000. 12 is on health now, and our borough is dead last in the life-saving category, but staff at the Money for Medical Center is trying to change that. When it comes to the number of registered organ donors, New York is 50th with only a quarter of the state's residents on the list. That's prompted the first ever organ donor enrollment day. Medical professionals say 62 organ donors were recovered from here and the Bronx since January 2014, but organizers say that's just not enough.
Three grandchildren born since my transplant that I wouldn't have seen if not, for somebody filling out one of these forms and saving my life.
You have the ability to save lives just by signing up as an organ donor. So we appeal to you to please consider that.
For more information on how you can register to be an organ donor, head to our website, news12.com. And you're watching News 12 The Bronx. We're as local news gets. I'm Kelsey Minor. Coming up in sports, the Yankees not the only baseball team in the playoffs. The Mets getting set for their division series. Hit it out the park, Daryl.
All right, we've got high pressure to the north.
Now, I spoke to a young fan early on, and he told me that if the Yankees win, it's a drop the mic kind of night. I mean, I'm young, but I have no idea what that means. Can you tell me what that means? I have no clue.
Yes, just think about Kanye West dropping the mic and lots of other people. But once you drop it, that's it.
Got
Amber,
it.
thank you. But once you drop your mic, Kurt is here to pick it up because he's talking sports.
Yeah, I guess their fans are hoping the Yankees are going to make a statement and just kind of walk off into the next round of the playoffs. I've seen it. Pat does get a couple of good shots in there, both verbally and, of course, on the court. Now, you can watch part 2 of the Get in the Game series Wednesday right here on News 12 The Bronx.
Does Pat know you're in here talking about him like this?
Oh, he knows. He knows. That's why he showed me the footage beforehand, so I saw he did make a couple shots.
All right,
Yep.
Kurt, thank you so much. And you're watching News 12 The Bronx, where as local news gets. I'm Kelsey Minor. Let's take another look at the latest results for our question of the day. Who will go further in the playoffs? You still have time to vote. I'm pulling for both the home teams there. Log on to news12.com or channel 612.